Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Please subscribe to the channel, and if you're returning, thank you. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to click the subscribe button. So today, as you can tell from the title, I'm going to be talking about my experiences living in the UK and the US, like the differences that I have observed. So let's go straight into the video. Number one is the weather. Adjusting to the weather here has been so difficult, and sometimes I find myself praying for Liverpool weather because it is absolutely hot. What? You guys, I did not know that I would be wishing so hard for winter. Yeah, that is because where I am in the US, they call it like the desert area. So the summer is very hot, but the winter is absolutely lovely. I remember the past few days it's been really cool, which I'm like, oh, thank you Jesus for this amazing weather. But yeah, it's back to it being hot. But yeah, the summer here is very brutal. The summer in the UK was good. It was okay. I think the difference is that the winter is bad. But I heard, or what I've heard from people, is that the winter here is not as bad as what I experienced back in Liverpool. So yeah, number two is community. Oh my God, I remember when I was going to the UK, and some of the things that I watched from people's video was how individualistic, this kind of places are. So when I went to the UK, I was expecting it. It was a bit of a shock, to how people mind their business. But I realized when I came here that it's not as bad as it is here. What? This place is so individualistic. Like, I don't think I've ever felt so lonely in the UK the way I felt lonely here. Yeah, it is that bad, honestly. The sense of community, maybe because I'm just new and I'm just adjusting, you know, that's what's making it a bit difficult for me. But I miss being able to go to the city center in Liverpool, just enter one shop and just see people around. One of the things that I love to do is take a walk, but here it's so difficult because when I go out I hardly see people walking. A lot of people are in the car driving and all of those things. So yeah, in terms of that, it's a bit different. Also, I don't even know my neighbors, guys. Best believe in Liverpool, I knew my neighbors. Like, when I'm going to work is when they're also going to work. So as we are closing the door to the house, they're also closing their door. Like, oh hi, how are you? Have a lovely day and all of this stuff. In fact, sometimes they would take my parcel for me and I would take their parcel for them as well. So I was a bit chatty with my neighbor. So yeah, but I don't even think I've seen my neighbor once. Yeah. So number three is food. So getting African food here is actually very difficult and a little bit more expensive than the UK. And then again, I think it's because the UK is closer to Nigeria than it is to the US. And then again, I think it's because of where I am in the US. That's why I'm experiencing this. So yes, getting African food here is a bit difficult. I remember telling my husband that you can get a box of yam in the UK for £25. Like, what? And I'm like, the other day we bought yam. It was two very small yam for like 20 something dollars. I'm like, what? Also one of the things that I noticed is that adjusting to the taste of the food, the taste of food is different from the UK as well. So there's this place where I love to buy my I don't want to say the name, but I remember buying that particular food here in the US, and I couldn't eat it because I didn't really enjoy the taste. So yeah, there's a difference in the taste of the food. What else? In terms of their portion, the US has a larger portion than what we have in the UK. So I remember when I went to get this McFlurry, sell it in McDonald's, and the differences in the size, because I usually would get the medium size, and when I got the medium size, I'm like, excuse me, I did not ask for large. She was like, no, it's medium. I was so surprised. So yes, there's a difference, between the portion size, which is good sometimes, but sometimes I'm like, I don't really need that much on my plate. So what else again? The chocolate is a little bit, sweeter than what I'm used to. But I mean, if you have a sweet tooth, good for you. Number four is fresh air, you guys. If you know one thing about living in the UK is that yeah, there's a lot of smoking and yeah, so it feels as if you're a second-hand smoker everywhere you go to. If you get to the bus station very early in the morning, you can find that someone is already smoking. And like, please, this is winter, it's cold, it is hot or whatever it is. Can I just not breathe in whatever it is that you're smoking? But yeah, I find out that when I go out, the air is fresh. I'm not inhaling, I'm not like a second-hand smoker, which I honestly really, really like. So yeah, I think that's one of the difference that I've observed. The air is fresher, and also this place is very clean. Where I'm coming from is not as clean as this place, and it's nice to at least on days where you want to take a walk, you can just be walking without looking at the floor. If you decide to walk without looking at the floor where I'm coming from, you're gonna regret it. Oh my god. So number five is cost of living. I think it's relatively, the same because I find that there's certain things that are cheaper here and wasn't cheaper in the UK, and there are certain things that were cheaper in the UK and isn't cheaper here. But then again, yeah, so there's a balance. I can't say this place is more expensive, than this place. Also, in terms of accommodation, while I was in the UK, I stayed in a shared accommodation. So um I don't know how much it would cost to rent a shared accommodation here, but I think it will relatively be the same. Also, for the one bedroom apartment, I think it's the same. So, in regards to the cost of living, I think it's relatively the same. I remember speaking to somebody over yesterday, and he talked about he also lived in the UK and now lives in the US. So he talked about how he really, really prefers the US. And me, I'm like, what? I prefer the UK, but then again, people's experiences are different. That is why I've come to share with you some of the experiences that I have had living in both countries. So yes, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.